So this isn't the right way, this is just my way. One clean butchered chicken with the testicles in it still. So
at least it's not a kidney.
It's fairly straightforward to take a carcass to bits. I find it easier to start with it like as it would stand normally. So I'll just remove any of the pin feathers. So what I do is I do a little nick on that side there, and I do a little nick on the shoulder, so you can open them up. Turn it away, and you want to do a cut. Just if you imagine, if you move that out of the way, you've got that breast meat that comes around there, and you don't want to cut through the breast. So I just basically, wherever I want to take the breast off, just go down and around, and then do the same the other side. Again, look, there's some home butchered chickens are never perfect. So then you just want to cut down where that breast is going in there, and then if you put holding the chicken on its side, if you put a little bit of pressure on the wing, you can just touch around the corner there down into it, and the joint comes out. Just comes out, simple as that. So you can see where the wing joint is, and that's the whole wing out. And again, over on the other side, again, you just want to just go down a little bit, put a little bit of weight on the wing like that, on the wing, just see the joint open up, just cut through the joint like that, and you don't damage any of the breast meat there. The legs are very easy to take off. Laying on its back again, just a little skin there. You want to go down the front, and then if I just spin this around, there's the pelvic bone is just there. So you just want to push your knife up against the pelvic bone. Just find it. You won't go down through the pelvic bone, so you've got to come just see where I nicked it there. You just got to come round to the side and then tilt the bone back towards the back side there, and you can do them both like that. Again, I'm going to try and find that pelvic bone. Just try and find that pelvic bone. Just go around there, always keeping my blade pointing the back. So then you can see they've fallen open, but you can help it by putting it on its front and breaking the back. Now there's two oysters here, two mussels. You want to keep those on with the legs. So what you want to do is put your tip of your knife in. You want to go around the oyster like that, and then as you've taken out that oyster, you want to bend the leg up and just cut through like that. So it takes all of that out. Again, turn it around. The oyster's just there, so you want to just cut round like that and take all the oyster out.
That's the carcass.
No, breasts are still on there.
Okay.
So breasts are on here. You just cut through and you can use your fingers, and you can just push all of that off like that. And you can take all of the skin off. Again, skin can go in with stock. Okay. Now, the legs, just take a normal kitchen knife, and there is a joint. It's just there. There's a. You want to put your knife just across that joint. It's not across there like that, or like that. It's on an angle like that. So you just cut through, and it goes straight through the muscle of the joint. Okay. And again, I find it easier to turn this over so you can see where it is. You can see the joint just there. Put your knife on there. You just want to meet that edge there. Simple as that. Wingtips we use as stock. I didn't show you that, but that just goes through that joint. Again, if you're a newcomer, you can cut down like that. Open that joint up so you can see it, and then cut through. Or if you've been doing it a little while, you just know where to cut it like that without any problems. So they go into stock. Breasts are a little bit more difficult. Okay. The main important things to note are where you took the wings off. So you've got the breastbones up there. There's a little line comes through here across the chest cavity. What you want to do is put your blade flat on the carcass, and you just want to follow the rib cage down. You don't want to go into the carcass because you'll go between the ribs like that. You'll go between the ribs like that. You just want to follow the rib cage down, and that line goes across up to here. Goes across up to here, and you just intersect with the top of the wing bones here. So on top of the wing bones, if you can see, there's a little joint just there. You can cut through down if you want to. I prefer to put my knife in through so it comes out where the neck is, and just so it comes out where the neck is, and it just breaks that apart like that. Okay, but you shouldn't cut towards yourself. And then you just follow the cartilage and all the bone like that. Bear in mind, if we just flatten this back up, bear in mind you've got that breastbone there, so it goes back into itself. So you got that bone that comes down there, but the breast on this side actually goes straight up. So that's the breast on this side. And let's flip it over, and I'll do it upside down. Oh, it's hard to do it upside down. Here we just follow that bone, that seam, like that, and then you see that joint. I just turn my knife over, and it just goes through where that is, and I just cut through the neck bone up the top there. And then when you get to that point, usually what you can do is put your hand over the breast, hold it down, take hold of the carcass, and just pull it out like that. And then this tears out, leaving all the meat on there. And all of that goes in the stock pot. And then all that's left is the wishbone. So if you want to break this down further, you can open up these, and you can take the actual tenders, the chicken tenders out, these ones, and this is what you'd really make batter and or you'd bread and stuff like that. But under here is the wishbone. You just want to come down each side of the wishbone like that. Just debone it. Really, there's no great way of taking out the wishbone. You just have to work down. Quite often, if there's a pair of, if the breasts are left in a pair, I'll quite often leave the wishbone in, and when it's cooked, you can just remove it, and then they just go in the pot, and then just repeat however many times.
So Marcus has butchered 18 chickens, and all the carcasses are in here, along with peelings and the onion tops I've been saving, some apple cider vinegar to make a big massive batch of stock. This pan is coming in handy.
Just wanted to hop on and say it's been an absolute game changer since we started to portion the chicken, so that I can literally go and grab, 8 thighs or 8 drumsticks, or we can do a big batch of wings when we're barbecuing. So when I'm prepping dinner, it's so much easier to just jump on it. If I'm doing any canning recipes and I need chicken breasts, they're just there, they're available. It's so much better making stock in quantity. You feel like you're not wasting any of the chicken carcasses. You're getting it dealt with efficiently, quickly, so there's less mess, and it's just so useful having the stock on the shelf. So any recipe you're doing, if it requires stock, there you go, there's your stock. And I haven't even got to think about it, and it's so much better for us. So we do try and drink a fair amount of stock and bone broth, both, just for health benefits. So we really shouldn't eat gluten. A lot of us are very sensitive to it in this house, but we do because it's nice. So it's just really handy to have that stock on the shelf, and then when we want to have it, we've got it there. It's not taking up any room in the freezer. It's convenient. It's one of the best bits of canning I've found. And now I actually just, as I'm preparing vegetables for different meals, I will now keep the carrot tops, keep the onion tops, things like that ready for making stock. So I've got it in the freezer, and then I just dump the bag in the cauldron, which we're now calling it because it's such a big stock pot. And yeah, there's no wastage. So it's so beneficial.